Hello and welcome to the FSF PopCast Live Edition. By 20 seconds, Mr. Was. 20 seconds. Anyway, welcome to the FSF PopCast Live Edition, the show where we, and right now, just me. I take it back. It's not just a me anymore. It's a we with a hat. It's a hatted we.
I made it.
She made it. All right.
Just barely, but I'm here.
All right. Welcome to the show where we transform into cool podcast hosts with amazing senses of humor, but not really. Anyway, welcome to Transformer Night.
Woo!
Yeah, we're going to have some fun tonight. We've got some fun guests waiting in the wings for us. We're going to be giving away some stuff tonight.
We are. Look at us having contests and giveaways and
all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah, we've got some Transformer Rise of the Beast codes coming up for you guys. And basically, you're just going to have to answer some trivia questions. It'll be a lot of fun. So we've got 3 codes to give to you guys, and we'll kind of go from there. Should be a rockin' good time. So we'll get to that here shortly. Before that, though, we've got some other stuff to do.
Yes. So before we get into our show, like we usually do, I'm going off script because I can't get the document to load. We need to say thank you to our show sponsor, Level Up Saber. Please roll the video.
Enough.
Help me.
You've done it enough. You know what to do.
Right, and you guys see the link in the comment section and in the show notes. Click the link, buy a lightsaber, have fun with your lightsaber, because lightsabers are the best. All that fun stuff.
I like to think so.
Well, yeah. I mean, why would lightsabers not be the best? They're fantastic.
And like we mentioned last week, you get to whack people with them. Why not? Have some fun with it. Leave some welts. It'll be good fun. Just don't, leave welts. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Anyway,
just don't leave bruises where people can see them.
Yeah, that's basically what I was going for. All right. We want to thank everybody for taking this moment to do what the show notes say and subscribing to the show. If you haven't already, please click the like and subscribe button. We're going to have some fun tonight. And this is kind of the crazy, zany stuff we try to do each and every week on our live shows. So if you haven't already, please click that link and click the like and subscribe, And it helps us just an absolute ton. But if you haven't seen it, we also have a Patreon page, and we're excited to do the stuff that we're doing on Patreon. We've been doing a Stargate SG-1 review. Now, that is also down in the show notes down below, and you can find that link there. But that's how you get to our Patreon page, and we've got 5 different levels ranging from $1 to $40, all with different varying reward systems and things you get, and early access and access to bloopers and exclusive Patreon-only content like that Stargate SG-1 review. We're about 7 or 8 episodes in, something like that. But yeah. Anyway, you guys are going to want to check that out. That's been a lot of fun. And so, yeah. So check out the Patreon.
Momoa.
Eventually. There's a promise of Momoa somewhere out there. And yes, our editor does need more Guinness.
Probably needs more Guinness today. What are you talking about?
I mean, I left Guinness at home. I probably should have brought a couple with me. It would have been more fun. So
just so that everybody knows, I mean, I'm usually slightly scatterbrained, but I'm not this badly scatterbrained. Like, I don't think I've ever been late for a live show before. I was literally in a car for like 4.5 hours today with 2 4-year-olds and a box of ducks. Like, literal, live, quacking ducks.
Hence the name, the tag, you quack yourself up.
Along with my duck hat and my duck earrings.
I did notice those. Yes.
Yes. I mean, like, we were only in the car with the ducks for like 45 minutes, but the tiny people, and then ducks. I need a nap.
I bet. And some Guinness. All right, let's let's do some introductions here. Get our guests in so we can put some of their comments up on the screen so we don't give it away.
As they're just sitting in the back room. You know,
They're like, I'm bored, I'll comment. I'm bored, I'll comment.
To make them just, wait for it. But anyway, that's true. But then I heard the Bluey theme song 38 times today.
Surprising the van didn't get pulled into a tree. Anyway, all right, so go ahead.
All right, so in the back room, green room, virtual green room, we have our dear friend from the Three Geeks podcast, geek numero uno, Jason Taylor.
What's up, everybody? How you guys
Jason?
doing? I'm glad to be here today.
You that didn't even sound scripted or robotic or anything.
No,
We are glad to have you as well.
I'm glad to be here.
I like your whole thing, Kathleen.
Thank you. I do like my ducky hat. It's very fun. And it's also hiding how horrendous my hair looks today.
You're adorable too, Tim.
All right. And also in our virtual green room from Big Boy Graphics, we have Juston Young.
Hello, everyone. Good to be back.
Welcome back.
So, as he mentioned on Facebook today, either we've forgiven him or he didn't suck that bad as last time he was here. And I said, why not both? So,
yeah.
I mean, they let us keep doing this. They let us keep doing this every week, so we might as well let you in every once in a while too. So,
I'm still here. So obviously, we know where the bar is.
There's a reason why my tag underneath my name says expert blooper creator. So, yeah.
Oh.
All right. So, hey, before we jump into tonight's fun, we'll start with Juston. If you would, please tell everybody a little bit about what you do and where they can find out more about you.
I do some big boy graphics. I do some vinyl graphics. I have the Etsy shop. Link is in the show notes below. You can go ahead and see what we have there. And I will be adding some new stuff in the coming days, including, but not limited to, just things that are similar to that, and possibly multicolors, even clear, so that, we'll just see what happens. So take a look.
All right, very cool. Yeah, so Juston is one of our show partners. You'll see his Etsy store link every week on one of our either our live show or our pre-recorded interviews. And for those who have been sent sticker packs, when you open those up, those extra stickers, the ones that don't say FSF PopCast, those are all from Juston's Big Boy Graphics. Mm-hmm. And John says the bar is 1.8 miles to the south.
Yeah, because the one in town closed.
Bar. All right, Jason, tell them all about the Geeks and how many there are to this week.
I'm not going to do that. All I'm going to say is if you guys want to support the actors and the writers who are currently on strike, go still see the movies that are in theaters and don't quit your streaming services. Quitting your streaming services proves the studio correct because they're trying to say that streaming revenue and numbers are inaccurate because they fluctuate so much. So quitting your streaming service is the worst thing you can do to support the actors.
Correct. Yeah, we don't want anybody to stop doing what they're already doing. If you wanted to go see a movie, go see a movie. If you have streaming services, keep the streaming services going. We want those actors and writers to continue to get the residuals, even though they're not enough, to continue to get the residuals that they are getting currently. So that's a very good note, Jay.
And it helps with what they're trying to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then just real quick, as you guys may have noticed, we are actually promoting a movie that's already been out, and one of the things that the SAG strike and the WGA has asked us as podcasters as a whole not to do is to not promote studios and things like that unless we already had an agreement in place. And so we're doing this tonight because we already had an agreement in place before the strike started. And they have expressly written that if you have had that, to please go ahead and complete your obligations, but to not take on any new promotions and things like that. So that's what we're doing tonight. We are fulfilling an obligation, and we want the actors to know that we think that the movies that we're going to talk about tonight, and we want the actors and writers both actually to know that we are in full recognition of the fact that what the movie that we're going to talk about tonight would not be possible without writers to write it and actors to act in it. And so we want them to get what they are due, because if the actors get paid, the writers get paid, well, then everybody underneath them, the grips, the lighting, the best boys, everything else, they all get taken care of as well. I don't know, Kathleen, how many Transformers movies have you seen?
I've seen all of the Bay ones except
so that's
for
a big zero.
The last one.
You haven't even seen the animated one?
Nope.
Oh, Kathleen's gone.
I can make it worse. How many Transformers shows have I seen?
Well, there's that.
I was a GoBots kid, Kathleen, so...
Yeah. Does she know what a Transformer is?
Yeah, it's the thing outside on the pole with the power.
Okay.
Exactly. Put that in a movie. I want to hear all about that movie.
Can't wait for her trivia question.
Oh, it'll be lots of fun. All right, so yeah, so like the picture says here, we are transforming movies tonight. That's what we'll be talking about. Each of us has picked a movie that a Transformer is not currently in, and we mean the ones more like what we see in the picture, not what John says.
Those Transformers. Oh, hey!
I know what that means.
That's funny.
A wonderful woman.
Oh, he's a dead man, but that's funny.
I got
until after 8:00. Yeah.
He's 8:01. He's a dead man.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
So for the
last 45 minutes.
I'm gonna get a note from John. Can you go 2 hours? But yeah. So tonight we're gonna talk about movies that do not currently have Transformers in them, and we're gonna talk about putting them in and why they make sense to be in that movie and all that kind of stuff. So, but before we get started with that, we have our first trivia question. And so we'll make sure that whoever gets this, answer it in the notes in the comment section, and we'll put it up on screen. What is the name of the Transformer that was originally a Decepticon but changed sides? Was it Skyfire, Ramjack, or Drift? So if you know it, you have to either type A, B, or C, or the name of the Transformer: Skyfire, Ramjack, or Drift. Put that in the comments. The first one to complete that will win. Yeah, they'll get one. All right. And if you need those back up on the screen, just let me know and I can put those back up. But that was the trivia question. All right, so Kathleen, since you have such an in-depth knowledge of Transformers, I'm going to let you go first and tell us all about your movie and what movie you have transformed and all that other fun stuff. So go for it.
It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic, I promise. I have decided that what Stepford Wives needs is Transformers. But I now want the Transformers to be the husbands pretending to be suburban dads, not knowing that their wives are robots. So they're both robots, but neither one knows that the other one's a robot.
So it's a humanoid robot.
Mm-hmm.
So an android, basically.
Yes. But yes, I've decided that the husbands and Stepford Wives need to be replaced by Transformers.
So
because, seriously, Optimus Prime pushing a lawnmower. Hilarious.
But does one of the other husbands transform into something? Transform into the lawnmower so they can...
Yeah. They...
You're sure, yeah, we'll go with that. That's
fine. No, I had thought about this in between the 4-year-olds and the ducks quacking. I think it would be funny if instead of transforming into semi-trucks and whatever else it is that they transform into, they transformed into lawnmowers and barbecues.
Hi, my name is Eddie. I'll be your weed whacker today. Is that
yes, that'd be hilarious.
Okay.
One of them transforms into a toaster because the toaster oven's broken or something.
Right?
Gary the barbecue grill.
No, there have been stupider movies that have been made, and then had 7 of them made. So,
Oh, Jesus. All right. So, hey, somebody asked us to repeat that question. So here it is again. What is the name of the Transformer that was originally a Decepticon but changed sides? Was it A, Skyfire, B, Ramjack, or C, Drift?
Which series has 7 films that didn't exist?
no, the 7 films that do exist. I was saying Sharknado.
Oh, those are amazing.
It's a stupider idea than Stepford Transformers.
And Eddie, that is absolutely correct. We'll get you one off here when the show is over. So,
Congratulations, Eddie.
congrats. Well done, sir. All right, write that down so we can get you. Make sure I get you one after the show is completed. All right. So, any other notes about your movie there, Kathleen, or is that it?
I don't know. I feel like one of them would actually just like transform into a Prius, but he'd be the one that like nobody wanted to talk to.
Oh, because they're suburban,
Prius.
you know.
Right?
Oh, no, Eddie. Thank you for supporting the show, and thank you for hiding Jason's face when I put you up in the corner like that's kind of nice.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, so I'm thinking though that the idea of suburban Transformers sounds funny. You have one that turns into a Prius, one that turns into a minivan.
Transformers, grocery shoppers in disguise.
I mean, come on, carpool would be way cooler that way.
And door dashing would be.
Is your dad driving today or is mine?
No, we're driving my dad today. Like that's a little bit weird, you know.
Well, when you say it that way.
Driving Miss Daisy takes on a whole new meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially if it. Never mind. I'm gonna shut up. That only gets weirder. Okay.
Like show, Tim.
Which is why I shut up.
I didn't know you knew how to do that.
Every once in a while. Only when I'm trying not to get in trouble. All right. Jason, take us through your transformed movie.
I've got 2, and the second one is the one I'm going to do for real. I came up with it like 35 seconds ago. But the first one is kind of on the head. That's why I'm not going to get into details, but Fast and Furious would be great with Transformers. I mean, the characters in those movies are practically superheroes, so why not? And then the movie that I'm doing for real. So, Scored.
Actually, hold on before you get into that. Okay, so I know I give the Fast and the Furious franchise a lot of crap because they have jumped the shark so many times.
Keep jumping that shark, Fast and Furious franchise. I love the shark getting jumped.
But this is one I would watch, Jay. If the cars were Transformers, and and you've got Vin Diesel out there, it's all about family, and you got Optimus Prime going, Autobots are my family. There's a tie-in there. It would actually make sense.
Come on, guys. Fast and Furious 13. Let's do it.
And his last name is already Diesel.
Right? I mean, yeah. Fast and Furious jumped the Sharknado. Okay, I'd watch that one too.
I'd watch that one.
Great. Here comes number 8.
I love the Fast and Furious movies, but man, if you the acting would be way better in the Sharknado movies. I'm not saying that like Vin Diesel is not that he's a great actor, because he's not. I'm just saying it would be a step up as far as acting goes.
I mean, compared to Sharknado, yeah. But so is High School Musicals.
My real one that I came up with again like 10 minutes ago is Scourge has a favorite book series by Nicholas Sparkplug. It is written, that's the pen name of Bumblebee. Bumblebee kills off his favorite character, Scourge. So Scourge kidnaps Bumblebee and ties him to a bed and forces him to write that character to come back alive. Yes, folks, I'm talking about Misery. Give me Misery with Transformers. That scene with the board between the legs would be just a whole nother level of intense.
Yikes. No, Vin Diesel's greatest performance was in The Pacifier.
Now, he has some good movies from what I've heard. I've heard Knockaround Guys is pretty good, and there's like one that he wanted or was nominated or talked about an Oscar for. I can't remember. It was a while ago. It was back before he made all these Fast and Furious movies. But
was that was it one of the Riddick movies?
No.
Yeah, okay.
I've heard that's good too. I've never seen Pitch Black.
But The Pacifier is hilarious. It's a fantastic movie.
But anyway.
What?
Anyway.
Now take my word for it. It's a great spy movie.
Nicholas Bumblebee Sparkplug gets kidnapped by Scourge to write the character back alive.
I love that his name is Nicholas Sparkplug. That is fantastic. If nothing else, I'd want to see that just so I could giggle the entire movie. Nicholas Sparkplug. But
Based on
yeah,
Stephen King's work.
I mean, there's much worse angles you could go at that with, and I think that's actually I like both of your ideas. I actually like the Fast and the Furious one better, but I like the Nicholas Sparkplug
Well,
bit.
the Fast and Furious one is kind of nail on the head. Like that could actually happen. Like I could see that announced. Like once the strike is over, like we're gonna fight the Autobots. Like let's go.
There are not Nazis in this.
Yes, there are.
So it's like Indiana Jones with a pacifier. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and check that out because I don't remember there being Nazis in. I just thought they were Russians.
No, there's Nazis too because the oldest boy ends up joining the Sound of Music.
Oh Jesus!
Oh my God!
that was your Nazis. They were musical Nazis.
Most dangerous kind.
That's what I deal with every week. Okay. All right. Fair
Nothing
enough.
but jazz hands and saluting.
You know, it worked for the producers. Which is a fantastic movie as well. Might be a musical tune would enjoy.
All right. Well, before we get into our next bit of transformed movies, here is our next quiz question. Which of Soundwave's cassettes transformed into a panther? Was it Laserbeak, Frenzy, or Ravage? Which of Soundwave's cassettes turned into or transformed into a panther? Was it A, Laserbeak, B, Frenzy, or C, Ravage? So the first one to get that answer into the comments will win themselves a digital copy of Transformers Rise of the Beasts.
I do want to say, guys, if anybody's familiar with the Three Geeks podcast, Max really liked this movie, and that says a lot.
Wait, Max likes things?
He liked Bumblebee, and he liked this one a lot.
Whoa.
Yeah. He actually admitted to liking something. That's impressive.
Yeah, so that means this movie's probably like Oscar worthy. So go check it out.
Okay, so in this question though, Tim,
Yes.
further annoy you because I haven't done that enough tonight. You're talking cassette, like cassette tape?
Yeah, he's a cassette tape. Soundwave is like a big boom box, and he has his spies that infiltrate, but they are as cassettes, and they pop out of his chest and they go, run somewhere and do his bidding.
I thought Tim like Clockwork Oranged you guys to do all your homework before the show, so I figured you watched all 7 of these movies this week.
Nah.
No, I don't make them do anything.
Yeah, that's going back to cartoons, really, though,
He's
isn't
given
it?
up.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well,
that wasn't in any other movies, right?
No.
This question. No, I didn't. Okay, yeah.
Well, it would have been it could have been in it's more of a G1 era, the Generation 1 era of Transformers. So it could have been I think it was in the 86 movie. I think Soundwave was in that, but he was definitely in the original G1 era of the animated series. So let's see.
And John Wallace, that is spousal abuse. You can only make her watch Bumblebee and Rise of the Beast because those are the 2 I heard were good, and those are the only 2 I haven't seen. And the cartoon, you can make her watch the cartoon, but spousal
Just in case
abuse.
anybody was wondering what you're saying. And let's bring this up real quick. This will be.
I got your back, Kathleen.
Thank you, Jason. Somebody has to. It's obviously not my co-host.
Your co-host was ignoring you. Anyway, so this is what Soundwave looks like. Well, this is what he looked like in Gen 1.
How very retro.
Tapes. Yeah, and then his tapes.
Did he become an iPod Shuffle?
No. Well, maybe he has, but yeah, this is what the cassettes, they look like cassettes and the whole 9
You
yards.
want
Yeah,
to see what happens with the lightning port, okay? No.
Yeah, they don't have a headphone jack anymore.
Yeah.
So, The premise is giant robots smashing stuff. They all deliver. He's not wrong. There's lots of explosions. Michael Bay was in charge.
You
So
get to see Mark Wahlberg. In
Yeah.
some.
Marky Mark and
Right.
without the Funky Bunch. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring this back up on the screen because we don't have a correct answer yet. Which of Soundwave's cassettes transformed into a panther? Was it A, Laserbeak, B, Frenzy, or C, Ravage? So if you've already won, let somebody else have a try. But we did have one answer, and B was not correct. It is not Frenzy. So
Choice for
yeah.
A or C.
All right. So while we're waiting for
Which one of the movies is Shia LaBeouf in?
First three.
he's in the first three, yeah.
Because I
And
watched
then,
those.
and then Marky Mark comes in.
Bah.
All right. So Justin,
Yes, sir.
tell us all about your movie.
Let me get my list here together. Okay, so one that I thought of that it could not hurt anything to do with the movie, it could only help, would be the car in the Green Hornet.
Oh.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So then the other ones, I actually think he is, but maybe has a little bit of, maybe Forrest Gumpage, because all he wanted to do was run, was Herbie the Love Bug. Maybe he already was a Transformer, and that's how he was able to do all of those things that he wanted to do or could do.
Oh.
Right? And then, of course, a true classic, which could only be even made more epic, would be a police car from the Blues Brothers.
Oh, man.
Okay, I like actually both of those.
Yeah.
Herbie was just stuck in car mode. Yeah.
He
That's
was
actually
kind of
fun.
Forrest Gumpish, though, right? I was running, and that's just all that he did.
I was running a lot.
I drove the president.
I got shot in the buttocks. I mean, that's just, there you go. There's your Herbie movies. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm actually really okay with that.
I was a delivery truck for a shrimping business. Yes,
Fresh shrimp, frozen shrimp.
they were all inside of me. Yes. I want this movie.
Oh my god.
It's time for you to upgrade from graphics and just movies.
Right.
Oh.
There we go.
Or at least
Uh-huh.
make a
boy.
shirt.
But yes, John Moss is correct. It is Ravage. I'm sorry. Now all I can imagine is Herbie has a transform into like a VW van again, but his front bumper is out, so it could look like his lips stuck out with gumbo shrimp there with frozen shrimp, but the bumper's stuck out and protruding down. Oh my god! Because on the van the headlights are totally eyes.
Well, I mean, if you think about the Volkswagen van and cars anyway. It would work.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And the other one was what again? Because I was pretty much stuck on Herbie and the shrimp delivery guy.
The Blues Brothers, their police vehicle that they have.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah,
get out of Chicago.
right?
All right.
Exactly. Right. You got to drive like you're a Transformer in downtown Chicago at certain points,
Just don't drive in downtown Chicago.
Well, yeah. So,
Well, some of us are okay with that.
yeah.
I will take public transportation in big cities like that.
I love that Herbie thing.
That
Make it happen, Hollywood, once this is over. It might be one of these ideas I have my AI thing right now. I put in all these weird things in the chat GPT. Like I put Freddy Krueger eating a peanut butter sandwich, write me a story, and it wrote me a story about Freddy Krueger eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and it was awesome.
Nice. Uh-huh.
especially with the big sound speaker on top of it. Yeah, I could actually see that now.
Yep. Gen Zero Soundwave. Mm-hmm.
There you go. Gen Zero sound. Yeah, he upgrades to become a boombox with cassette tapes.
That's right. That has an 8-track in it, so you know.
Right. Well,
I
that's
mean,
a 70s model police car. So
Kathleen, an 8-track was a bigger cassette tape.
Oh yeah.
It came out 40 years before you were born.
That was what Eric Foreman didn't want in the Vista Cruiser.
Yep. Nice reference.
well done. Well played on the reference. Good job.
yes.
All
Sometimes
right.
useful.
Sometimes you're useful. All right. So here's mine. And Justin, both of those are really good picks.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give preferential treatment to the Hervey the Love Bug one just because God, I want that to be a shrimp delivery truck now. That's just and Jason's right. Hey, wrap up this strike thing. We got movie ideas for you guys to make. If you guys can make Sharknado, you guys can make Herbie the shrimp delivery truck.
Not me.
All right, Tim, tell us about your Star Wars Transformers pitch.
Okay. Two things. Number one, rude. Number two, it's not like I didn't think about it, but I didn't do it.
Is it Star Trek this time?
No.
Andromeda.
No. Oh, yeah.
Wait, was that John's comment? Was that before or after they Cheech and Chonged you out of the house?
There's so much Kentucky in that comment. It's not even funny. All right, so here we go.
In Kentucky.
All right, so actually, no. I decided I was going to go into the Wayback Machine, and I went way back into the 80s.
That was a really long time ago.
It was really a long time ago.
That was like 40 years ago.
Yeah, I know exactly.
You know what, Kathleen?
So quick to answer this question, yes and no. They are affecting the conventions, but it's a lot of it's from what my understanding is. It's up to the individual actor. They are not allowed to promote anything that's new and upcoming. They can talk about things that are already opened and already aired, but they can't talk about things that are upcoming and have not been published as of yet. So if they're like the Star Trek Las Vegas STLV, you'll be able to see that one. Many of the actors are still performing at the panels, unless the panel is hosted by the studio itself and the studio makes money off of it. So that's my understanding. So anyway, hope that answers that.
Some celebrities have put up the guidelines from the union so that people understand what is and isn't going to happen on their social medias and what's coming up with conventions as well. So I would potentially look to I know Michael Service posted what his guidelines were from his agent. There's been a couple others that have posted so that people are understanding what's happening.
And the individual convention pages, if you go to their websites, you should be able to see a further explanation of what actors are going to be there, what actors are not. Because I found that a couple different ones have some really nice explanations as to what's going on with the strikes currently. And I believe Star Trek Las Vegas is actually one of them that has one of the best explanations of who's coming, who's not coming, and what. So, but you'll want to check that out depending upon the individual convention that you're going to go to. All right, so here's my pitch for a movie. I decided to go back and I decided I was going to go for a romantic comedy from the 1980s. That's right, I went rom-com on this baby. Do you guys remember the movie Mannequin?
Yes, I almost just watched that today.
I did watch that today, and that's why we're talking about it tonight. All right. So the movie Mannequin was starred Andrew McCarthy, James Spader, Estelle Getty. Yeah, in a role that wasn't with a bunch of other old women. And it had, oh, goodness gracious, what's her name? Kim Cattrall from Sex and the City was in it, and a few other people. But the whole story is about Andrew McCarthy plays a guy, his last name is Switcher. He was an unemployed artist, and he somehow falls into a job as a window dresser for a department store. But previous to that, he was building mannequins, but he was doing it very slowly. And so he got fired from that. And then he got fired from every other job. Well, somehow Kim Cattrall was also a blonde Egyptian from a long time ago. They did a really bad job of covering up her hair so that she didn't look, anyway. But she can only come to life in front of Andrew McCarthy's character, Jonathan Switcher. And so she comes to life. They find, they're building, these awesome window displays, and they're competing with another mall or company across town. And Eddie remembered it. There you go. Eddie loves that movie. So anyway, so here's where the Transformer comes in. In the movie, Jonathan Switcher rides a motorcycle all around. That's his main mode of transportation. He lives in the city of Philadelphia. He drives a motorcycle. It's a Harley Davidson. It's a red one. Now, the only motorcycle Transformer that I could think of was RC. She was in the Gen 1 86 movie. She was in the TV show. She was a pink and white motorcycle. If you're not sure what she'd look like, I can put a picture up on the screen. It might help you out a little bit. Hold on a second. Let me put this up there.
So this would be a guy falling in love with his car?
No. Hold on. I'm getting there. I'm building you a clock to tell you the time. All right. So RC was pink and white in the original, in her original, but later on she was also red and white. She was blue. So she had a couple different paint jobs, a couple different colors. So that's really not, so her being the red and black of the motorcycle, the Harley Davidson of the show, actually would fit. So here it goes. RC is Jonathan Switcher's first secret friend, and he knows that she's a Transformer, but so kind of like Bumblebee, there's the friendship between the human and the motorcycle, and instead of the Camaro in this movie, but RC becomes jealous of Emmy, and once she finds out that Jonathan's spending all these late nights hanging out at the mall doing these window dressings with the mannequin. But later she becomes their protector as James Spader, who quietly works for the other mall across town called Illustra. James Spader's character is being controlled by Soundwave, who is who is in control of really the boss of Illustra, and trying to make room for Decepticon leader Megatron to rule the Earth one mega mall store at a time. And he keeps sending in his cassette tapes to spy on everyone at Prince and Company. So Ravage and Frenzy and Laserbeak, they hop out of his chest, they go in, they hide on desks and bring back private sensitive information so that Illustra can try to win, so Megatron can take over and seize the store. So anyway,
you forgot to add Jay and Silent Bob making a thing, special appearance in the mall as well. So
actually, you know what?
A Jay and Silent Bob cameo.
I mean, I'm not against that, and actually, that would have been a whole lot more fun to do Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back as with the Transformer.
Oh gosh!
Oh, that'd have been fantastic with as many cameos and everything else that's in that movie. The only one they are missing really is the Transformers. So, what movie would the chat add Transformers to?
He's trying to get.
Yeah. Okay, now I understand what you're asking.
So John.
So if you're out there listening, you're watching, if there's a movie that you think that we should be adding to this list that you think would be fun to have with Transformers in it, let us know. But if we're going to talk about that story, almost sounds like it could be upset by Scooby-Doo and his humans. I mean, the Mystery Machine could be a Transformer. That's why it's a mystery.
I also want proof as to why Kit from Knight Rider could not also be one.
What if Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was one of the first Transformers?
I said bang, bang, bangity bang. Said a bang, bang.
Different song.
Oh, that's right. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Chitty Chitty Bang.
There you
go. I just had the wrong, imagery stuck in my head there for a minute.
So does that mean they're going to be powered by Flubber too, as long as we're just throwing all these randomly?
Why not?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's our creation. We can do whatever we want with it.
Ace Ventura, Transformer Detective.
Is he inside of a Transformer instead of in a Rhino this time?
Yeah, I mean, he's still human. He just
climbs out the tailpipe.
This is family-friendly programming, Tim, Kathleen.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, if we wanted to put Transformers in Star Wars, it would be very easy to do. There's speeder bikes. They could be the transport ships. They could be the individual smaller starfighters.
Darth Vader's literally part robot.
You know how awful it would be if a starfighter was a transformer and decided to transform into its other thing? What would happen to the human? It would die in space.
Crunch.
That would be awful, Tim.
One part of the transformer would have a new paint job. Just that one small part where the human was. A slight crunching and a new paint job. So there's that. All right, guys, it's time for our next trivia question because otherwise I'm going to get in trouble. Here we go. Who is the leader of the Dinobots? Is it A, Sludge, B, Ratchet, or C, Grimlock?
I feel like we've had all these choices all 3 times.
I don't think Sludge was in any of the other ones.
No, it wasn't.
It's also fun to say Sludge.
I can prove it. See? Boom. They're all 9 Transformers are different names.
Whoa.
Suck it, Trebek. All right.
There's that many Transformers that you can have 9 different names?
There's a lot of them. Like I said, I was a GoBots person.
Osney 2001, also known as Juston, is going to win that one. We're going to let Justin win just because we can. All right, Justin, we'll make sure that when we're done here, I'll send you a code.
All right.
Nice.
And I did it legally.
Yeah.
Jason's like, I didn't know I could get a code.
I have codes too.
Yeah, I
He
know.
has his own codes. He has his own codes. He doesn't need our stinking codes. That's right. All right. So that was it. That's the ones that we're going to give away on here tonight. I've got one more that we're going to give away on our Facebook page, and we will have something there for you guys to be able to participate in. So we'll have that on the Facebook page for you guys to be able to enjoy. So, yeah. So Jay, tell us about since you didn't tell us a whole lot about your show earlier. Tell us what's been going on, who you've had on the show. What should people be looking out for on 3 Geeks Podcast?
The return of Jesse Camacho. I can't wait to talk to that guy. I love that guy. He's one of my favorite people. He was in Scream 7, which just came out on 4K. He did a review with us on the movie back in June. We had a whole campaign, Camacho for Scream 7. He got a cameo in the movie. It was great. He came on, and we did a full review. It was like an hour long where he gave us all the behind-the-scenes tidbits about how he left his cell phone on accident on set, so he had to go back the next day, and his interactions with Olivia Rodrigo. So go back and check that out. It's one of my favorites so far this year. And we're live on Saturdays at 7 p.m. Sometimes Max is there. Max shows up like once every 6 weeks now. And also, just moment of silence, everybody.
No silence for Nick. Anyway.
Nah, he'll be back eventually, so we're not too worried about that.
The king of the stash right there.
All of the noise, no silence.
But him putting that picture up and you doing the all I could think of is SpongeBob SquarePants when they got those seaweed mustaches because they were men. Oh, that is awesome. John Wass says, let's go old school and remake Christine with the titular character being a Decepticon in disguise.
John Wass already chose the Stephen King movie that needed Transformers. Don't ride my coattails. Just kidding. That'd actually be great. I thought about that too.
I did not until that was put up on the screen. I think that's a really good idea. Especially, because it's supposed to be a possessed car. It attacks people, kills people.
It could be the lead into the Fast and Furious Transformers crossover. Vin Diesel's son, Dom's son, gets a new car, and it is Christine. And the car starts to possess Dom's son, and Dom realizes that it is a Decepticon. And then we fade to black as the movie ends, and Dom has saved his son. And then Dom realizes there's a bigger universe of these evil cars, and they've got to team up and rescue the world.
The galaxy. And in one scene, they go by a grocery store, and the shrimp delivery truck quickly transforms to join the fight.
It's got to be tricky, though.
We could tie all these
together. Delivery truck.
I can go fast.
I'm not riding your coattails, Jason. I was inspired by you.
Well, you just inspired my idea. Like, that was great. Yeah, we make it a prequel. Let's
Look
go.
at you guys
Hollywood.
feeding off of each other.
There was inspiration of inspiration of inspiration.
The way that human writing should go.
Exactly.
No
Not the
AI.
AIs. This is how ideas get generated.
I mean,
Only
nothing.
AI
I'm
is
not
fun
sure.
for bathroom material, not for putting money into somebody's pockets to watch a movie.
Not to
We have
Not-
writers for a reason.
yeah. And I've seen a couple scripts that have been written, not to go off on a tangent here, but I've seen a few scripts that have been written by AI, and they're lifeless.
They are. They really are. They're funny. Like, I laugh at how like awful some of them are, or how silly it is.
Yeah, the sentence structure.
Pay to watch it.
Well, exactly. If I went to a movie that was written by an AI, and you go, because it would be, honestly, there would be so many gaps there were so many gaps, at least the couple that I've seen, in between, like how somebody would actually say something and how it would be received, and how the scene is set up and built, and I mean, so yeah, I mean, it could be used for generation of ideas, but for the actual writing of the script and how humans would talk and interact with each other, well, yeah,
Asked
that's
him to
not-
write me a murder mystery with the Boy Meets World characters, and it literally gave me the first murder, and then we skipped all the way to the end. There was nothing else there. Just
Mhm.
Well, and then you think about some of your great actors, like who a piece of paper cannot do what they can do. Think about
Right.
Jerry Stiller, Christopher Walken. The paper and what the paper says has nothing to do like what the delivery, and that's
Right.
where the human writer comes in, and they can see all of those extra things. That is so awesome and makes it so much better.
I don't know
Yes.
who to fit. Yeah, but yes, I mean, it's not their first meeting with us. They've been here.
Random Facebook user.
Yeah, Jason's been on several times, and I've been on their show several times, and Kathleen's been on their show several times, and we do stuff together all the time. But
We
yeah,
like each other. We're friends.
but yeah, we like to laugh with each other and have fun. Random
We're
Facebook.
friends who
user.
actually people can see them.
Oh, this is Devin, and I love you, Tim. Aw, Devin.
man,
Hi,
Devin,
buddy.
how have you been? It's been
Yeah.
a minute.
He's a dad now. He's a busy boy. He's a daddy now.
Nice.
So congrats to you and Mrs. Devin. So
Mrs. Devon.
Mrs. Devin.
Gemma.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. It is Gemma. That's right. Yeah, how's it going? Sorry.
I mean, I'm not over here stalking. Sorry, Devin.
Sorry, Mrs. Devin.
It's
I
not
was-
like when I put my mouse cursor over his profile picture on Facebook, it just shows up. It totally does. Sorry. What? Facebook's weird.
All right. Very good. Hey, let's get into our end of show reminders here so we can start the descent into wrapping things up.
Alrighty. Well, last Friday, our guest was the accomplished award-winning singer-songwriter Haley Sales. Haley is also an actress that has done voice work in video games like Homeworld and others, an on-screen role as Cable's wife in Deadpool 2, along with other films and TV shows. You can still watch that episode of FSF PopCast on our YouTube channel and listen to it on your audio podcast providers. And also remember, guys, I think you know this part. I know this part really well. Your subscription to our YouTube channel is a major help. So please don't forget to click like and subscribe when you watch our videos. And other
Exactly.
things Kathleen says in her sleep.
And Devin responds with, thank you. I also agree that an AI can't bring in the drama and the cliffhanger. Absolutely. Yeah, we need our actors. We need our writers. They need to be able to be compensated well and taken care of so that we can continue to get some awesome content. So there's an actor, and coming up this Friday, here's a writer. Yeah, this Friday we have Thunder Levin. We're bringing the Thunder. Yeah, Thunder is an American screenwriter and director, most famous for writing the first 4 of the Sharknado films, but he's also responsible for other movies like Mutant Vampire Zombies from the Hood. That's right, that's a movie. Megalodon, Atlantic Rim, Apocalypse Earth, and many, many others. But of course, we know him best for his work in Sharknado. We have a great chat about his work, how he got into writing, and even how he got into the movie Sharknado and what's going on there, and all that different stuff. And it's actually pretty telling about how the movie was designed, laid out, and yeah, they understand it's campy and all that kind of stuff. So it's actually a really great conversation.
Hold on, you buried me. He made a movie called Zombie Tidal Wave. Now I'm curious as to how a tidal wave can be a zombie. So I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Or is it a tidal wave full of zombies? Like all of the dead bodies that are at the bottom of the ocean. And
Who knew a title like that could be so
many
deep.
of them.
Yeah. There's actually got another one. Yeah. Oh goodness gracious. He's got a couple different zombie movies out there that are pretty cool looking. But yeah. So Thunder's a really cool guy. We had a great conversation with him. Now that will be out Friday morning on all of your audio podcast providers. It'll also be available on our YouTube channel, but you also don't have to wait till Friday. If you remember earlier up in the conversation, we talked about our Patreon channel. This right here, if you go there, that should be up on our Patreon channel at least by Wednesday at the absolute latest, and you'll have early access to that for as little as $3 a month. You can listen to and watch all of our episodes before they become public on Friday. So at least we try to get you as early as we can, but worst case, at least by Wednesday, for you guys to have a couple days early access.
$3 less than your small Starbucks coffee.
Absolutely. And you get to help some content creators continue to grow and pay their bills. Yay, bills. So
it's part of being an adult I was not prepared for.
Yeah, nobody really reminds you that, by the way, adulting's going to suck and you're going to have all these things to pay for. Here's some bills. So, all right. And Justin, hey, before we close out here, remind everybody where they can find you and what you're doing to help out us great folks here at the FSF Popular Cast.
I have an Etsy shop there and Big Boy Graphics and vinyl graphics, different sizes, different shapes, different colors. If I don't have it up there, you can ask, and chances are I will have the ability to make whatever color that you may need or want. Many different designs, including very similar ones to our very discussion here today, and all different kinds, all different flavors, and I'll be adding some more here very soon. As you can see from the cup I've been drinking, whether you have a Porg or there, that one's kind of hard to see, but through the background you can see the Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
Yeah. When I have a lighter drink, it's easier to see.
I'm just holding up different stickers that Justin sent us.
Oh, yes.
So these are all things that we send to our Patreon subscribers as a thank you gift. And there's the Autobots. And there's the knee-high murder bear. And the big Mando helmet. Justin's holding up there.
Yep.
We got Star Wars. We've got Star Trek.
Here's a pop quiz. Can you tell me who that is?
Doctor Strange.
Very good. That one usually gets
Shamer.
people. Mm-hmm.
I don't have any of my stickers with me. They're all in my other bottle.
But we got a whole lot of stickers here that we send to our Patreon subscribers. So when you sign up, and just make sure that you click the button so that we have a shipping address for you. As long as we have that shipping address, I will send you a sticker pack as a thank you for signing up to the FSF podcast. If you have not included your shipping address, I have nowhere to send it, and I'm not able to. So
I have a bunch of the stickers on my car too. I have BB-8 and Yoda, and there's more.
Yeah. So, but go check out Justin's Etsy store. That is down in the show notes. You'll be able to find it. If you can't figure out which one it is, it looks a lot like this right here. Putting it up on the screen. But you can go right there and you can order some graphics from Justin. Please support the people that support our show. Justin has provided these stickers so that we can help out our customers, and you supporting him helps him support us. So it's a cool way to help each other out. So any final thoughts before we call it a night?
Nope. I just need to update my address so you can send me stickers.
There
Absolutely,
are no thoughts in this head tonight.
Yeah, I wasn't asking you necessarily.
I
I knew
didn't
better.
write anything else for me to say, so I have nothing else to say.
Oh,
Just
shut
wondered.
up, Jason.
I'm still dealing with a hole in my head healing, and the fact that I'm talking is kind of impressive. Brain is not working.
And for those who are listening, Kathleen had a tooth pulled. That's what she means. So, yeah, no extra holes are in her head.
Last of my wisdom tooth. I'm obviously completely stupid now.
Oh, yeah, I got rid of those a while ago.
And on that note, I need to stop this show before I get into trouble. All right, Justin, Big Boy Graphics, thank you. Jason, 3 Geeks Podcast, thank you. We appreciate you guys coming on tonight. Shooting the bull with us and having some fun and transforming some movies. We'll be back next week with another live show. Same time, same channel, Monday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And quiet Kathleen is confusing. Yes, it is. All right, guys.
Brain. So much trouble.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
On behalf of the rest of the hosts of the FSF Podcast, we want to thank you for listening to this episode. If you'd like to be a guest on a future episode, please contact us by means of Twitter or Instagram using the handle @FSF Podcast, or go to www.fsfpodcast.com and click on the contact link. Thanks again, and hope you enjoyed the episode.
It is